Dr. Christopher Puto, and I would like to welcome you to the I-Core session on key activities. So this is a very brief session. That should make you happy. But I'm going to run through what are the critical activities of your business. And sometimes this can be a little bit confusing, as you'll see when we go forward. But if you just follow along, I think you'll see how this all works. So you're all familiar now with the business model canvas. And the pink section here is the key activities, which is what we're going to talk about. And one of the things that you'll see is that it's related to the value proposition and to the key resources section of your business model canvas. So when we talk about the key activities, we'll also be able to then, as you get to key resources, define what resources you need to produce those key activities, all right? And the value proposition, that is essentially what are the benefits you deliver to your customers. And key activities are going to be those things that contribute to how you deliver. So remember, the value proposition is what you deliver, and the key activities are how you do it. So we think about this in terms of what does your company or organization do to deliver the products or services and the value proposition to its various customer segments. Again, the key here is the word do. What do you do? What are your activities? As opposed to what are the benefits that you deliver. All right, so when we think about it, if you're familiar with any business courses, another word that you'll hear a lot is operations. And so operations and key activities are essentially synonymous words for what you're trying to do. And in this particular case, you want to deliver your value proposition, which is how you create and deliver benefits that are worth something to the customer. Also, how can you reach new and existing markets better? How can you maintain relationships with customer segments? And how do you generate revenue? These are all activities that you do in order to achieve these goals. So, for example, just to get a sense of this, think about Nike, all right? Now, one of their Nike's value propositions is that it delivers high quality athletic wear to people all around the world. And so in order to be able to deliver that, you have to manufacture it. So Nike then, one of their key activities is to design and build factories and train the workforce to produce all of these various shoes and shirts and athletic gear and golf gear and everything. Or if they're not going to design the factories and build them themselves, they then have to have the key activity of finding other factories around the world that can manufacture and produce these goods, and the key activity of training the employees and operations of these factories to deliver. So do you see the difference between key activity, which is what you do, as opposed to what you deliver? Red Square, that's another one. This is a local advertising company here in the South, and their key activity is how do we design marketing materials that help our clients achieve their business goals. So then you think that's the activity. How do we design these materials? And think about this. Then a key resource they have to have is how do they find the talented artists to create these things? So that's an example of using a key activity to then define a key resource that you need to deliver it. Core is a rock climbing gym, and so what they provide is an experience where people can safely climb up walls and cliffs and things without getting hurt. And so their key activity is to, first of all, acquire the facility that they need that allows for the safety. And the second key activity is to train their staff so that they know fully well when they're dealing with an amateur climber and an experienced climber, and how to make sure that they know how to hook up the safety gear so that nobody gets hurt when they slip and fall off the wall. Cookout, I think you're familiar with the one right around the corner here. And their goal is to provide delicious hamburgers, milkshakes, and French fries to people. And their key activity is to identify sources of supply where they can get high quality meat and produce at fair prices, and then to train their staff to prepare and deliver and serve these excellent hamburgers. So do you see the difference? The benefit is we provide great hamburgers. The key activity is we have to have the equipment, the staff, and the raw materials to make these great hamburgers. So the top of the slide says key resources, but actually it's a key activity, so that's a typo. And what we want you to do now in class is we're going to take about 6 minutes and merely go through your group, each group, and what are some of the key activities you're going to have to be able to do in order to deliver the goods and services that your group, your organization, your firm is going to produce. Some of you are going to be developing apps, and so one of the key activities that you have to do is make sure that you learn the software necessary to produce and develop the app, or that you can hire coders that can in fact write that software for you. So that's just an example. So we're going to take 6 minutes in class. You might want to do it right now just to start preparing so that you'll be able to come quickly when we get to class and offer your key activities. Okay? And that concludes our discussion on what are key activities. All the best. I'll see you in class. Enjoy.